Hey there guys, how's it going? Ash here. So, VR Troopers issue 3 from Boom Studios isn't even out yet, and Boom Studios has dropped some preview pages for issue 4. And these preview pages are kind of a big reveal and kind of a big spoiler for what's probably going to happen at the end of issue 3. Now, I haven't read issue 3 yet. Boom Studios hasn't sent out any press copies yet. I'll probably get them closer to the release. But next week is MMPR/TMNT Free Issue 2, which I'm really looking forward to reading with whatever Ryan's doing with that crossover, because the first issue was a banger. So to see what he's going to follow up after issue 1 is going to be amazing. But the VR Troopers Power Ranger comic, well, Power Rangers Prime Universe comic has been interesting as well, with what Marguerite has been setting up as well. So issue 3, like I said, isn't even out yet, but we've got preview pages for issue 4, and these are preview pages with speech bubbles, so we've got a vague idea with what has happened in the story so far. So even though I've probably given it away in the thumbnail and probably in the title, spoilers ahead, even though issue 3 isn't out and issue 4 is yet to come out, but I'll probably have to do something with the thumbnail to make this video appealing, because it's kind of a big reveal. So, let's read the synopsis from Boom Studios' website and then look at the preview pages. So, secrets unravel and new dangers emerge. World-altering secrets are revealed in the thrilling 4th installment as Ryan and JB interrogate a mysterious figure who's been menacing the troopers. Now, this mysterious figure is going to be a big reveal. While Ryan finally gets some long overdue answers about what happened to his father, more alarming revelations surface about Grimlord's growing power. With time running out and rumors of a dangerous new antagonist called Darkheart in the mix, can Ryan save Caitlin and maybe even can Ryan save Caitlin, Earth, and maybe even his family? Okay, so we're going to go into the preview pages in a couple of minutes, but let's look at this. Well, I feel like we got to talk about the covers. So here's the main cover. You got the VR Troopers doing a kick. I don't know who the artists are. Well, this is Taran Clark. That's Taran Clark. I don't know who the other artists are, unfortunately. So here's the next one. We've got this mysterious lady figure here, who we'll get to in a bit, and Ryan. We've got the VR Troopers here. I don't know who's doing this cover. I'm so sorry. They haven't credited the artist, so I do apologize. Do they? Maybe they do. No, I don't think they've got the artist credited, so I do apologize if I don't credit anyone here. We've got this cover of Grimlord in the background and the VR Troopers. And then we've got this one, and we've got the VR Troopers transforming and the others glowing, or the VR Troopers transforming and sort of them in the background. So let's go over these preview pages, because they are a lot to take in with everything going on. So, spoilers ahoy, even though the title probably gave it away. So, it opens up on VR Troopers HQ, and Ryan says, "Mum, it's me, Ryan." And we get this narration going on with, I guess, Ryan talking about his family by saying, "I spent years trying to forget what my mother looked like." And then we see his mother here by saying, "Don't call me that." And you can see these veins in her arm, some sort of like metallic thing going on with it. So was she Darkheart as well? Or did she come from like the VR world? We're not entirely sure, because we don't have context here. Until issue 3 comes out, then we'll understand. But the artwork here I am digging. It doesn't mean I even succeeded. And you see what she used to look like, and now you see what she looks like now. But she says, "I haven't heard that name in a very long time." And look at her. She's got these spikes in her back. She looks like she's straight out of Cyberpunk, I will say that. Like, looking at the implants here, can I zoom in? Yeah, looking at the implants here across her face, it looks like she's straight out of Cyberpunk. So I like the design that the artist is going for here with what Sebastian is doing. But this looks really cool. So we got the next page where Ryan says, "Don't worry, I don't need the reminder." So JB then goes on to say, "Okay, now I really don't know how to react. Ryan?" And Ryan says, "Normally, I'd say we hand her over to Zash." And she's like, "I will not surrender to Eltarian." So looks like she understands the history of the Altarians and what they've been doing for the longest time. And Ryan's like, yeah, I figured, will you let me finish? And JB cracks a joke by saying, look, your mother looks a little bit trigger happy, no offense. And JB's like, none taken. She's like, some taken. Again, I love her design here. Very cyberpunk. I mean, looking at like the veins in her head, sort of the holes in there, sort of like the metal parts across her face, and then you've got the pulsating arm. What is her backstory? Because I don't think we ever knew Ryan's mum in VR Troopers from what I know. Like, I'll say what I know of, because I never finished VR Troopers. I never watched VR Troopers. It came to Australia, but I probably never followed it or paid attention to it, because like I didn't have cable growing up. So then we've got the next page, and Ryan says, you don't get a vote, and says, my friend Caitlin's in trouble because of you, and I don't even trust you farther than I can throw you about the... Okay, so it sounds like... Okay, so it looks like she was the cloaked figure, the Darkheart figure. So was this Darkheart or was this not Darkheart? Now I'm very confused, because Ryan then goes on to say, saying, Caitlin, my friend Caitlin's in trouble because of you. I can't even trust you farther than I can throw you with the exosuit. So we then get the text messages from issue 2, and she says, kidnapped in the Zigdar basement, Cloaky McCloak stole my virtualizer, SOS. So we have an idea with what's going on here. So they decided they're going to throw her in the holding cell, but she then goes on to say by saying, you aren't ready for all of this at all. So then we get the backstory about Victor in this issue by saying, you think you can just walk in the Victor's letter and rescue your friend? Carl Zichter. Carl Zichter is out of your league, and part of him that matters anyway. So this is when we learn the backstory of Zichter, where Zichter's consciousness was completely intertwined with that of Grimlord. So we see like the Grimlord figure here, the tyrannical ruler of the reality he's trying to reach. So I do wonder if we'll see more of this reality as the series goes on. So we then go on to learn by saying, is like Zichter a victim in all of this? But she then goes on to say, hardly. Zichter willingly traded himself for the power Grimlord offered. So that's why the two merged together. He will stop nothing to reach Grimlord's reality until he's on the verge of success. So this is what we're learning within this issue. So we're learning that Zichter and like Grimlord, they're the same people. I guess they're following that from the show, but I guess they're changing up the backstory a little bit within this Prime universe. But yeah, that's a big reveal that we get within these preview pages, learning about Ryan's mother. And I get the feeling that she was this cloaked figure, and I do wonder if she uses the virtualizer. Is she going to turn into one of the other like Metalders or the Spilder forms that we know of within the show? Because I know a lot of people want to see Ryan's second form within this series, which I'm sure we'll get. If we don't get it in Power Rangers Prime, we'll get it in this series maybe, as Ryan getting a power-up. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll see what happens. But either way, we get Ryan's mother. I like her design. Very cyberpunky, very space, if you could say, from Rick and Morty with the haircut. And then we've got the metal arm going on here. So she's got a very interesting design, I will say that. But overall, I do wonder what's going to go down in issue 3 when that comes out on October 1st. And I'll definitely be covering it on the channel, whether you call my reviews a review or a read-along, whatever you want to call it. But either way, I'm really excited for Power Rangers Prime issue 11 and VR Troopers issue 3 and MMPR/TMNT and a bunch of other stuff that I'm reading right now. But yeah, kind of a big twist, I will say that. I mean, this took me by surprise when I saw Boom Studios posting the preview pages this morning, so that's pretty cool. I will say that indeed. But overall, VR Troopers issue 4 is coming out in... I don't know when it's coming out. It's probably coming out in December, at least, because the VR Troopers comic releases every second month, so we'll probably see that either in November or December, depending on when they want to release it. But either way, I'm definitely enjoying this VR Troopers comic book, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. But What do you think of the reveal for Ryan's mother, and what role do you think she'll play within the series? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And with that said, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, take care, and bye.